And as we look back now 18 years from the start of the Jewish Fund, I have very fond memories of my days with the late Bob Sosnick, thinking about how we were going to take this opportunity and maximize it so that it became a real important asset of this Jewish community. I can honestly say this has been one of the most remarkable creations in the Jewish community.
In 2005, we came up with a concept, and really everything that we've thought of that's intelligent comes from the children. That the children become teachers to the world. And that's our mantra: power, peace, purpose. And we applied to the Jewish Fund to create what we call the Hero Circle, allowing our children to teach children with issues of anger, how to breathe in the light and blow out the darkness. And bow!
Power, peace, purpose!
You guys are amazing. Let's hear it. And that mantra of power, peace, purpose in the Hero Circle continues to this day as we continue to open up programs across the world with our children, the teachers. When people watch children with cancer push out pain and fear and anger in their lives, they really get it. And our children have less pain because we've given them purpose. Again, the Jewish Fund stepped forward and said, we believe in this concept. And this concept now has reached thousands of children. Kids Kicking Cancer is now working with children in 7 countries. 4 countries where we actually have therapists and we have trained with our curriculum. An additional 3 countries where we're Skyping, and there are several countries that have called us after the latest CNN award, how to get our program to them. And the ability to do this now in 40 institutions across the globe is really based on the fact that the Jewish Fund believed in our program.
So Project Hesed was a program that helped the Jewish community to access health care. It started because many people were knocking on our doors, calling our phones, and they didn't have health care. We actually went to the Jewish Fund to get some dollars to do a feasibility study. The end result of that, lo and behold, was there are lots of people in the Jewish community who didn't have health care. And we created a program that was this elegant solution for our community for over 2,000 people to access health care. So Jewish Family Service wasn't providing the health care at JFS. We worked with 8 or so healthcare systems. We worked with over 800 volunteer physicians. So somebody would come to us and we dispatch somebody to basically a medical home. They'd go see an internist or a family doc somewhere when they then needed prescription assistance or specialized medicine or open heart surgery. We were able to really be a life-saving program. Then the Affordable Care Act came, and like many things at Jewish Family Service that I wish could be put out of business, the Affordable Care Act really put Project Hesed as we knew it out of business because people were able to then go get health insurance on the exchanges or Medicaid expansion, Healthy Michigan. And we were able, again, through the largesse of the Jewish Fund, again, help people to get over to those options by providing healthcare navigation for folks who were served in Project Hesed and or people who would have been served in Project Hesed.
Summer in the City received the Sosnick Award in 2010 at a really critical point in the organization. And we're here in Clark Park in the heart of Southwest Detroit, right across the street from Summer in the City's world headquarters, which we purchased with the award money from the Jewish Fund. And it has changed the game in terms of our presence in Detroit, our relationships with the Jewish community, and the ability to bring different folks from different backgrounds together. As always, Summer in the City is all about making it fun, flexible, and fulfilling to paint, plant, and play in Detroit. And we continue to really work to drive value through our programs and through our partnerships. And that's how we've grown from an organization that had a dozen kids coming from Bloomfield Hills over the course of the summer into a program now that is year-round, and in the summer has 200 plus volunteers every day, all summer, from the city, the suburbs, the east side, the west side, and really creates a space where people can come together and invest their energy in Detroit.
The Jewish Fund Back in 2002, when we were just a nascent organization, I got a call from Mark Schlessel to tell me that I had won the Sosnick Award. Now, I knew Bobby Sosnick, and he was really a mentor to me in many ways, and I knew Karen Sosnick, but I didn't know about the Sosnick Award. And he had to explain it to me, and he told me it came with a cash advance. Now, in those days, we were a very small organization with a relatively small budget and just a few people. And that was such a boost to us and such a big support to us to move us forward. And today, you know, where we are is we're taking care of 180 patients, and we have a staff of 12 people that are doing care for individuals, and we're out there regularly in the community. It's just a whole new world for us, but we wouldn't be where we are today if not for the Jewish Fund.
To honor the rules and expectations of City Year.
To honor the rules and expectations of City Year.
To respect my colleagues and the people and the communities we serve.
To respect my colleagues and the people and the communities we serve.
So City Year is an education-focused nonprofit. We're in 27 cities across the country, and really the vision is that there should be an opportunity for young people in our country to serve. And this was an idea that was modeled after countries like Israel, where service is really an expectation. And so what we do here at City Year is 17 to 24-year-olds apply to our program, and they come and they serve full-time for a year, working in high-poverty schools across our country. We have 3,000 City Year AmeriCorps members nationwide.
Citywide City Year service, woo!
And right here in Detroit, we have 71 City Year AmeriCorps members who are serving this year in 11 schools, working every day, all day, every day, with over 2,500 students in our schools, really helping them with their attendance, behavior, and course performance, because those are the critical areas that students need support if they're at risk of dropping out. We started here in Detroit in 1999, really because of visionaries like the Jewish Fund and people like David Page, who was on our founding committee. And for years, the Jewish Fund has supported us, providing close to $750,000 to City Year Detroit to help us work with literally tens of thousands of students in Detroit. And in 2005, we were fortunate enough to receive the Robert Sosnick Award.
Over the past 20 plus years, the JCC's Special Needs Department has grown from a few campers each summer to over 125 each year. The impact that this has made on the community and on the disability community is huge. We are really a model for inclusion for many summer camps every year, but we are the only one in the community doing exactly what we are doing, which is including children with disabilities and giving them the opportunity to have camp experiences day by day, side by side with their typical peers. One of the more important things about the inclusion piece of what we do, though, is not just necessarily how inclusion affects our campers and the feelings that they get, but really how inclusion affects their typical peers, and how inclusion means that they become more patient and more kind and more accepting of people who may have some sort of differences. So we hope that this little piece of inclusion in this community can spread and be a bigger part of inclusion throughout the entire community. With help from the Jewish Fund, our program has been able to grow up and age as our children have, so that we're able to provide vocational training for our teen population and young adult population.
Yay!
Double Up Food Bucks is a healthy food incentive program, which means low-income families bring home more healthy food while supporting local farmers. So a family here at the farmers market can use their Michigan Bridge card, their food stamp card, spend $20 and bring home $40 of delicious locally grown produce. It's always important to think about how a program is going to be sustained when it gets funded by a foundation. And I am really pleased to say that with initial funding from the Jewish Fund and other foundations to get Double Up Food Bucks started, we are now able to sustain this program longer term with the Farm Bill funding. So it's a great example of a public-private partnership of foundations and government working together to sustain and expand a good idea. I received the Sosnick Award 4 days after our first grandchild was born. For many years, I've talked about how food systems change is so important for future generations. But the day I received that Sosnick Award, it hit me in a new way, because future generations is not just a concept to me anymore. We now have 2 grandchildren, and it is more important than ever for me that these young children, along with children all over this country, can grow up with a healthier food system.
And just like Sinai Hospital provided its care throughout the community, the Jewish Fund has tried to balance the most important needs of the Jewish community, so the legacy of Sinai Hospital continues in the Jewish Fund and will continue for decades to come.